Good evening, everybody. This is Chad from Six Blog. I want to start out by saying I'm saying good evening because I've been trying to shoot this video since this morning. I started out with good morning, then I went to good afternoon, now here I am, good evening. Problem is of all the times I've shot this, so far like 31 minutes has been the slowest or the shortest length of time that I've spent talking about this pack. So I'm going to come out here, I'm going to try one more time to get this video a little bit shorter. So anyway, as the title of this video implies, I'm going to talk about my new Z-Packs ARC-Haul backpack. Just some real quick backstory. 2013, I bought my Z-Packs ARC Blast. Turns out I absolutely loved it. It fit me well, it rode well. I mean, it just worked. Even my warmer weather hikes that I was going on, I generally found myself reaching for the ARC Blast rather than my smaller backpacks, even lighter weight backpacks. I was carrying my ARC Blast. Problem with that pack is when I bought it in 2013, I was quite a bit heavier than what I am now. Just so you know, I'm actually heavier right now than what I was several months ago. I had my second back surgery at the end of last year, and I've just kind of been lax so far at the beginning of this year. But anyway, I've just started getting back on my my workout routine, my diet routine, and I'm planning on slimming up again. So what I'm getting at is in 2013, when they made their ARC Blast backpacks, because at that time they didn't have the ARC-Hauls, when they made those backpacks, it was a lot different from the current 2017 model ARC Blast. My problem with it was the hip belts wasn't actually a hip belt like on the current model. The hip belt on my model was actually just two wings that was sewn to the pack itself. So what that means is I opted for the large size hip belt when I bought it in 2013 to fit me then. Now, fast forward to this year, 2017, last month I was on a hike, Fiery Gizzard Trail with some friends, and even at the weight I'm at now, I only had about an inch on each side of the hip belt to continue cinching down. What that means is when I slim up much more, there wasn't going to be any room left for me to tighten that hip belt down so it would fit me. So I knew I was going to have to get a different backpack. So when I came back home, I got on the Z-Packs website and I started looking at their different backpacks. Now I do want to say what is very notable about now versus then is now they don't do any customizations. So you pretty much have to go with what they offer. Saying that, I'm going to say that they offer a lot of add-on options to their backpacks. However, you can't get a couple of things customized. Some things that are on this pack that I kind of wish I didn't have, but there's nothing I can do about it right now. Real quick, too, I want to say I apologize about the noise. There's probably going to be cars. I know there's a lawnmower going over here. I'm in my yard. It's just a generally loud area where I live. Sorry, guys. I'll try and edit that out, but I'll do what I can. So anyway, so I couldn't tighten my hip belt down, so I got on the Z-Packs website. I was looking around, and their ARC Blast that they sell now, which is it's only 55 liters, and it is offered in Cuben fiber. Their hybrid Cuben fiber, or DCF, whatever you want to call it. And then you have the ARC-Haul, which is what I'm wearing now. This pack is not offered in Cuben fiber or hybrid Cuben fiber or DCF. It comes in Dyneema. And since they don't do customizations anymore, I can't say, can I get an ARC-Haul and DCF? Just be correct here, DCF. So I pretty much had to go with the ARC-Haul in Dyneema. Now, why did I decide to go with the ARC-Haul rather than the ARC Blast? My ARC Blast that I bought in 2013 was 60 liters. Everything that I plan on carrying on my hike next year on the JMT fit rather well, but not with a lot of extra room. So when I was looking at these packs, I knew that I really didn't want to go less than 60 liters. Their ARC Blast is 55 liters, so that left me with the ARC-Haul. Kind of made it really simple for me to choose. Although, if I had it my way, I would have went with the ARC-Haul, but I would have went with it in DCF. Can't get that option, so now here I am with the ARC-Haul Dyneema material. It's not a bad thing necessarily. The material is actually more durable than the DCF. However, the problem is I'm generally more of a weekend backpacker. I don't take my packs out enough really to just completely wear them out, at least not in any quick amount of time. The pack that I bought in 2013, that ARC Blast, I've probably put about 400 miles on it, and since late 2013, whenever I received it, to this year. and I actually sold it just about 2 weeks back. Put 400 miles on it, but the thing was awesome. I mean, it worked great. It fit me, and the thing is it was plenty durable enough. I never had any holes in it, never had any kind of issues whatsoever in it. But that's not an option anymore. So now I have the Arc Haul. I do want to give you a couple of just kind of specs on my particular pack. To begin with, I started out with the all black and with a small torso. Turns out small torso is too small. I had to go with a medium. Thankfully, or luckily, I was actually headed to Miami a couple of weeks ago, and I was able to slide right on into Z-Packs. I got to check out the company, hang out with Matt and Will. I got to meet Stephanie briefly. Just, got to go and check it all out, which was pretty cool for me. I've always wanted to go check Z-Packs out. But while I was there, I was able to swap out my pack. I was able to put my hands on all the different models with, the different size torsos. And whenever I decided that I wanted the medium and the green and the black, which my wife actually picked for me because I couldn't choose, they actually just took the hip belt off of the one that I had already had, that they had already previously sent me. So it's the same hip belt. But anyway, medium hip belt, medium torso. As far as items that I added on to this pack, I added on 2 hip belt pockets, and I added on the lumbar pad, which you can't see yet. I'll show you in just a little bit. Those are the only 2 add-ons that I got from Z-Packs. There's a couple other things I added on myself, and I'll show you that in a little bit too. Just so you know, the pack itself is listed at 24 ounces. I don't know what size torso or hip belt or whatever they got that number with, but 24 ounces. The lumbar pad's an extra ounce. The 2 hip belt pockets, 0.75 ounces each. Comes out to 26.5 ounces. When I got my pack, medium torso, medium hip belt, 2 hip belt pockets, lumbar pad, it came out to 26.7 ounces. That is pretty dang good. That's 0.2 of an ounce difference from what was listed on the site. That's pretty amazing. It's pretty outstanding. I think they get their weights pretty spot on. I'm really happy about Z-Packs as far as getting their weights spot on. Everything I've ever bought's been, it's either been right on the nose or it's just barely been off one way or the other. So I got to give them props to just getting their specs right. Not all companies do that. So anyway, the pack itself, you can see I'm wearing it now. It is packed up with everything that I plan on carrying at this point on the JMT next year. That does include a Barricade Weekender stuffed inside there. That's right. It's hard to tell. Looks small. Barricade Weekender, though, it's in there. And everything that I would wear to keep me comfortable at 20 degrees. Sorry I keep scratching my legs. We've already got mosquitoes and stuff coming out. I probably should have wore pants. Anyway. Some loud cars I was telling you about. So anyway, I've got everything packed up here. Just so you know, I've got approximately 13.6 pounds packed up. That's kind of about what I'm planning on bringing. Saying that, it is a little heavy. I've never been to the Sierras. I've never hiked for more than 7 days at a time. So I'm kind of bringing everything that I think I'm going to need. That's why my pack weight's going to be high. Also, that is going to include a camera, blah, blah, blah. So I'm looking at probably being between 13 and 14 pounds when I actually step off from the trail as far as my base pack weight. Food weight, I'm looking at carrying at most 5.5 days at one time. I'm planning on several resupplies while I'm on the trail. Loud car again. So at most, I'm looking at carrying about 26 pounds. This pack should do just fine with that. I've carried right at about 25 pounds in my blast, and it did great. However, one of the differences between this pack and that pack is the frame system. The frame system is actually set up on this pack. It's actually run through the hip belt, so the weight is actually being transferred to my hips as opposed to the old pack. Whereas the frame was really just attached to the pack, it didn't actually transfer through my hips. However, with weights that are this low, I think it's always worked out well. I've never been unhappy, even with the weights I've carried. So, we'll just see. So what I want to do real quick is I want to take this pack off, kind of give you a few close-ups on a couple of things, and then I'm going to unpack everything that I have packed in here just to give you an idea of how big this pack actually is. Because it's big. Like I said, there's a Barricade Weekender in there, along with clothes, cook pots, sleeping bags, sleeping pads. There's several things. Man, these bugs are eating me up. Crazy. Anyway, so I'm going to take this off, and I'll get to you. All right, so real quick, I just want to kind of give you a little bit up close and personal. Like I said, this is the green. However, one of my complaints with the green is that they still use a black back panel, which you can see here. And then they just do the front and the sides and the optional colors. That's why at first I actually went with all black, just so it would match. But you know what? I really do dig this green. The green was one of the first art calls I saw, and I really do like the color. It is a little bit light green, maybe for a guy, but I like it. So anyway, so this is looking at the pack. Like I said, I added the additional lumbar pad, and of course the 2 hip belt pockets. That's the only thing that comes stock from Z-Packs. A couple of other things I added. I added this loop on here, as well as this piece of shock cord here. And that works to hold my water bottles. I actually have a post on this from a couple of years back on my blog. Other than that, I changed out the cord that's along the side. This is actually some of Lawson Klein's black glow wire. They just had some just standard black cord, real similar to what's on the hip belt pockets here. But I like the glow wire just because at night, you know, a little light hits it and it'll kind of light up. And I like that it has the white reflective tracers in it. I think it matches that just a little bit better. Other than that, I did not buy these. I actually made these with some materials I had. These are the side compression, not compression, just side straps. Rather than just rolling the top up like you do with your typical ARC packs, you can use these. You can buy these off the site, but like I said, I just had it, made it out of my own stuff instead of buying it. Not sure if I'm going to keep those on. I'm just kind of trying it out. So anyway, a couple of things I want to point out that's different on this pack versus my old pack. I don't have my old pack here anymore. Like I said, I sold it. But a couple of things that I want to point out. First off, the frame. I don't know how well that's showing up. I think that mosquito's showing up. But anyway, the frame here is actually fiberglass tubes instead of like the carbon fiber flat stays. I don't know if these are carbon fiber, but I do know that these are carbon fiber. On the old packs like mine, get off me. On the old packs like mine, these were even along the sides here. Now I want to say I've never had any issues with this mesh part, with it sliding. I never had any of my stays to break or crack or anything like that. A lot of people, well, some people have reported it on the older packs. So they've kind of went through different versions, and this is what they're on now. I will say that with these tubular fiberglass stays, while I was at the AT kickoff this year, I actually watched Matt take one of these packs and bend it in half. Now, I'm not going to do that with my pack because my luck, I'll break it. But the pack that he did that, I mean, it just flexed right back out, went right back to how it was supposed to be, and I was like, wow, that was crazy. You just bent that pack in half and popped right back out. So anyway, that's the biggest, in my opinion, that and the way that the hip belt is on here. Like I said previously, the hip belt was actually wings that were just sewn to the pack. Now this is actual hip belt you can take out. And what's nice is there's the one stay up there, the middle stay, and then the bottom stay. This is added since when I had my original Arc Blast. And this stay actually feeds through the hip belt. And by doing that, that weight is actually being put on this hip belt. Because of that, supposedly the weight is more efficiently transferred into your hips. One other thing worth noting, I don't know if it makes a real big bit of difference, but on my previous pack I did have the load lifters as well, but the load lifters did not attach to the actual frame of the pack. It just was sewn up to the material on the pack. However, it just kind of pulls the pack towards you. Like I said, I never had any issues with that. Other than that, the only other thing that I did was these front cords here. Again, it was some of that same black cord that they used. I just swapped it out for some 3/32 shock cord. It just makes getting this this sleeping pad in and out just a little bit easier without me having to readjust all the time. Also, I used just a little bit shorter length than what they originally used. Alright, so this video is starting to get long, but I think I can still manage to get it within, I don't know, 22, 23 minutes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this camera back, and I'm going to start unpacking it. Like I said, this is the gear that I'm planning on bringing the JMT. That hike is not, it's over a year from now, so there's a good possibility some of that could change. But also, this video is not necessarily about the gear itself, so much as just kind of giving you an idea of how much gear I'm fitting in this pack. Before I put it up, I do want to show you one thing. I want to show you what it looks like with the barricade, how I have it in here. I have it vertically. I can fit the barricade weekender and this pack horizontally. However, I think I'm going to carry it vertically, and I'm fixing to show you why. So give me just a second. I'm going to pull these tabs apart and open it up. Also, if you notice, I do have some extra room. I could actually fold this down about 3 or 4 more times if I wanted to just pull it across the top and cinch it like that, the normal way that they do it. So hold on just a second. Alright, so this is looking inside the pack. As you can see here, I just have this green towel. This green towel actually has a purpose. It is a Sea to Summit dry light towel, and I'm planning on carrying it with me because I do plan on jumping in some lakes and stuff. And just so in case you're wondering, this is, you know, this side of the pack. I do plan on jumping in some of the lakes and stuff, so this towel can kind of dry me off. I can use it to dry my tent off or my tarp if I need to, but also it can help protect the inside of my pack from the bear can. So I'll show you that right now. So I pull that away, and there's my bear can. Now the barricades, the top edges are kind of sharp. It's not that they're sharp, it's just that they're cut so well that they just kind of have kind of a sharp edge. The bottom corners are not quite as sharp feeling, so that's not an issue, just this top corners. So I had that in here just to kind of protect, give that just a little something to lean against or to go between the pack, the inside of the pack, and that, just so to kind of protect the pack just a little bit more. However, I said I was going to tell you why I like carrying this vertical, or why I think I'm going to like it. From this point, I can just loosen these bolts like you would on a barricade, pull the lid off, and I can access anything that's inside that barricade without having to take a single thing out of my backpack. Because of that, I do think I like carrying it vertically more than I would horizontally. I think that it might balance just a little bit better if I carried it horizontally, but overall I think that vertical is going to be a more functional way for me to carry it. So anyway, I'm going to put this up now, and I'm going to take everything out and just show you and give you an idea of everything that I have in here. Okay, so I want to start with the outside pockets first. In this side pocket over here, I have a Gatorade bottle, well, Powerade bottle. My typical water system is 2 of these. I carry one on my strap, my shoulder strap, and the other one here in the side pocket. I drink the one off my strap. When it's empty, I swap these bottles out, and then whenever the second one's starting to get empty, I'll know to start looking for water. And then over here, I also have a, this is a Lawson Klein trowel, potty trowel. Over on this side, I have my Go Light Chrome Dome. I really do believe I'm going to take this because my pale skin I don't think is going to do real well in all the sunlight that I'm probably going to be exposed to on the John Muir Trail. And then I have just a cup to dip water. I have my Sawyer Mini water filter and one of the 2-liter bags. And that's part of my water system as well. And one of my side pockets is open or empty at this point. I can use it for my camera or my phone or extra food, you know, that I can snack on throughout the day. The other one I have my wind jacket. I have a Sea to Summit head net, bug net. You know, I hear the bugs can be really bad on the JMT. And I have my Zebra Light headlight. All that stuff is in one pocket. These pockets are rather large. I really like the Z-Packs pockets. In my front pouch pocket, I have some toilet paper, Germ-X, and Gold Bond. I may end up going with a bidet. That's something I'm looking into. This is my Z-Packs Hexamid Solo Plus tarp, just tarp only, no internet, no not the tent version, it's just the tarp. And then I also have the stakes that go with the tarp. And that's all I have in the front pocket. I like the front pocket so that I can put my tarp in case it's wet when I pack it up, or in case I need to grab it real fast because it's starting to rain. I want to throw it up and get out of the rain. It's right there. I don't have to open my pack, get into it. Stakes, tarps, all right there. And of course, my trekking poles I have in my hand. And then of course I have the, this is a 1/8 inch closed cell foam pad from Lawson Klein. He doesn't sell these anymore. I wish he did. But that's what that is. It's full length, so I can use it as a sit pad during the day, or to supplement my NeoAir X-Lite during the day or during the night. So inside the top, this is the Hexanet. It's the inside part of my tarp. I have that. It is in a stuff sack because it will probably get dirty from being on the ground. I have a ditty bag. It's got med kit, repair kit, battery charger, earplugs, just all kind of miscellaneous stuff like that. I have the top. If I need anything, I can get right to it. Just open the top of my pack and grab it. This is my Z-Packs Vertus rain jacket. I have that. And I also have the Vertus rain pants. Those are just kind of shoved in next to the canister to help kind of center the canister in my pack. I have my Blackrock gear down boggin. I'll definitely wear that at night to sleep in because I'm using a quilt. And I have just some gloves that I'll use for when I need gloves. They may sometimes go in the outside pack or something if I need them while I'm walking. Other than that, of course, there's my Barricade Weekender. Now, everything else that's in here is actually in a Light Trail pack liner. I just kind of have it rolled down and folded towards the front. And that's because it's all my down items. First off, I have my Goose Feet gear down anorak. I have this in there. It's the first thing I can grab because when I get to camp at night, I can grab it if it's cold first thing, or as I'm packing up in the mornings, it can be the last thing that I pack up before I start putting all this other stuff in there. Next, I have my mug, the MLD 475 mug, and my cook kit. I have some videos on that. Next is my Z-Packs 20-degree sleeping bag, and obviously I'm not using a stuff sack or dry sack or anything like that. It works very well just packing it in there or shoving it in there. I have Goose Feet gear down socks. These are actually new. I have a pair that I've had for a couple of years, but I gave those to my son as an excuse to order me a new pair. The new pair I went with 100% overfill just because I do have a problem with cold feet, cold toes. That's the worst part for me. Next I have, these are going to be sleeping clothes. I can wear them during the day hiking if I want. Both of these are Capilene 2, Patagonia Capilene 2, long bottoms and top. I can wear those, like I said, at night to sleep in for clean clothes, or if it's just really cold, I can wear them to hike in. I'm going to have one extra pair of socks. To hike in, I'll probably wear a pair, wash them that night, and sleep in the fresh pair, and then just change them out day to day. My Goose Feet gear down pillow and Exped ultralight pillows inside there. And then besides that, man, these mosquitoes are eating me alive. NeoAir X-Lite. That's the large size NeoAir X-Lite. Other than that, like I said, I have the Lawson Klein pack liner. Not Lawson Klein. This is the Light Trail pack liner. You can't get these anymore, but that's the one I'm using. I figure by the time I go on my hike next year, I'll probably pick up one of my MLD ones because I've got a drawer full of them that's still new. I just use them until they're wore out. And like I say, I don't really get out enough to just completely wear them out. So that's it. Man. Guys, my legs are eat up. So anyway, that's the Z-Packs Arc haul. One thing I want to say, a couple things I want to say real quick. I had my Arc Blast for over 3 years. Carried it, like I said, about 400 miles. Never put a hole in any part of it. The mesh, the pack itself, nothing. Before I even took this out of my truck to bring it inside, I already put a hole in the front mesh pocket. I guess it's just because I had it kind of wedged between the seat while we had our car parked in Miami for a week while we were on the boat. But anyway, I just put some Cuben fiber tape on the inside and outside. I'm going to see how that does. If it don't do well, I'll just pull it off and just stitch it up. It's just a little hole. It's not bad. But I can't believe I did that. And one thing I was talking earlier about customizations. One thing that I'm really bummed about this pack, other than the fact that it's black on green, I wish it was all one color, it has a hydration port. That was the one thing on my other pack that I requested not to have, and it was just a solid back. Unfortunately, that's not an option anymore. You have to go with the hydration port because it's just it's what it is. You can't ask them for you not to have it. The option, if you want to get rid of it, is I could just take some tape and I could tape up the port from the inside. And also, just so you know, this pack is completely taped up. I mean, there's tape all inside this thing. There's a lot of tape in this thing. Also, the material, while it is Dyneema, I've noticed that if it has air in it and I kind of roll it up, I have a hard time pushing the air out of this thing. So it is quite airproof, waterproof, so I am kind of happy about that. But like I say, I will definitely use a pack liner. I use a pack liner with my Cuben packs anyway. So that's it, guys. I hope this one's going to be a little bit shorter. I'm fixing to check the time. I appreciate you watching. If you have any comments or questions, just post them below, and I'll do my best to get back to you. And like I say, this is not a new to the market pack. They've had the Arc Haul out for a while now, at least a year, I'd say. It's just new to me. I did buy it brand new from the company, obviously. But I just wanted to kind of do a video, kind of mark right now. And that way, a couple of years from now, I can go back and reference it if I need to. So if you have any comments or questions, just post them below, and I'll get back to you and talk to you. Like I said, this video is about the pack itself, not really necessarily the gear I took out of it or for that hike. But you know what? I love talking about gear, so if you have any kind of comments or questions, just post them below. I'll get back with you. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you next time.